Are you still a member of the ADC?
Of course.
Yes.
Have you seen my resignation?
But the statement came from you.
Yeah.
Yes, and you stand by it.
Of course.
Did you always want to be a politician?
No, never. You see, I didn't even know what politics was about.
People will say that's what's happening now. But it's because you're not inside.
Me?
That is why you are now complaining about the president.
Again, that person must be lazy.
Right.
There is no government I have served that have not complained.
So you were disappointed in President Buhari then?
No. Don't go there. That's not true.
But this is your record. Because you endorsed Governor Wike for governor. This is your record.
Am I mad to endorse it?
You mentioned, spoke warmly about Senator David Mark. Yes, do you still respect him as your party chair?
Of course I do. So for me, our God in the South for now is President Goodluck Jonathan.
On the 27th, which happens to be the 61st birthday for Governor Amaechi, I'm here to find out what he meant, what exactly happened, what he plans to do next, and why he wants to be president of Nigeria. This is an exclusive right from his living room in Abuja, Nigeria. You loved what some TV commentators called a bomb into the political firmament and then went quiet after.
So now I want to remain quiet.
Why didn't you make the consultations before making the statement?
No, the consultations. No, before the statement was made, there were consultations.
Okay.
Of course. For the number of years I was chairman of Governors Forum, I didn't have any point in time that I had difficulties in convincing governors on the way forward.
At no time was there any difficulty convincing governors?
At no time. In fact, it got so good that at a stage, we all agreed that only the chairman will speak when we have meetings with the president.
Right. Interestingly, the perception in the public was that you didn't respect the president.
No, what about the public is a lot of things. Okay, it's like currently it's social media. What you read in social media is 90% not true.
In the public domain, the perception, again, you're talking about how social media can be untrue. The perception would be that you are combative.
I don't know. I don't brook nonsense. The truth is the truth. I'm a well-trained Catholic. A lie is a lie. The truth. So if you meet me in the room and you're lying, you're wasting my time. So if I say you're wasting my time, you're wasting my time. So I could actually tell you, please, sir, I want to stop here. If that's what you mean by combativeness, sorry about that. I try as much as possible not to lie. So I need you to believe that I won't lie to you. So if I'm not lying to you, why are you pushing for that?
Right. If you've given the answer to the question, you should have taken.
Exactly.
But that's because people think that all politicians lie.
You were too bad. I'm in the field of politics. If you have to think about politicians, they think I can lie. In fact, they think every politician is corrupt. Yes. Some say I'm corrupt. They think every politician should die. Well, I'm waiting for the day I will die. I don't just have to bother whether I'm going to die or not. It's the business of God to decide whether I'm going to die or not. I'm not going to die.
But you're a politician, so we need to trust, we need to believe you to vote for you.
Well, too bad. Nigerians don't vote.
As a governor, I know this for a fact, because also as a governor, sometimes, at least once, I know for sure, you actually went out in the night or by yourself or drove out with your cap on to see what was happening in the state.
I do road inspection. I do project inspection all the time.
Yeah.
I carry this even to the Federal Ministry of Transport. That we must inspect our project. But when I was governor, I remember they used to call me, now.com.
Now.com.
So I ask you, I say, am I owing you? You say, no, so why is this project slow? I needed to finish. I give dates. It's 3 years. I said, who signed the contract? Me? They said, between your government and us. I said, I don't give a damn. This project must finish so and 2 dates. Pirates, this is to do for the money. Right? And give to you. So I'll give you your money, but you should also push to complete the project with the quality that was approved in the contract. So I remember the lady who was in charge of digital projects. She just announced my name as
Mr. Nano Dokpeji. But so what happened between the time you did the interview? How did you enter into politics then?
No, I was into politics already.
Right.
So
from school.
Yeah, from school.
Yes.
I was already a student leader in school, and I left school, joined politics in 1992 after I graduated.
Right. So at the time you were looking for the job,
not 1992, 1987. 1992 we were in office. 1987. So by the time I was looking for office, we're talking about 1991, 92.
Right. So by the time you were looking for the job, you were already involved in state politics.
So how would Rufus have
found you?
Yes. We were in politics, but don't forget that I was also working for Dr. Dili as special assistant when he was in Pabo and then in politics. So when they offered that job, I was excited. I didn't even think about how much they would pay me. This what I knew was paying. my interest was why a broadcaster on TV, celebrity, and all that. And I said to myself, that'd be wonderful idea to be a celebrity.
You.
As a broadcaster.
Yeah. Are you still a Marxist?
Of course. Why do people? Okay, so why were just to talk to me? The ideas are still the same. The economic realities are still the same. The issue of what type of change you offer is still a Marxian change.
Yeah, but then people say the PD. So we can say that now parties don't have distinct ideology.
Don't ask the question. Nobody. There's no party with ideology in Nigeria.
Yes, so we know that.
It's chop by chop. Wherever you see, if someone goes right, you go right.
Yeah.
If goes left, you go left. If anybody tells you an ideology, it's 10% come out.
Right. So that's what I'm going to ask. How can you be a Marxist in politics in a country without ideology in political party?
The quick answer. Yes. Compare. You have two options. Okay, so I'm a Marxist, and you're frustrated by Nigerians. You can't offer change. Nothing will change, and you are shouting, "I'm an ideologue." You're heading nowhere. Oh, okay, I'm an ideologue, so let me try to occupy a position and make things change. So start with when I was speaker. The kind of laws we churned that judged me by those things. Right? There was huge progress in the River State House of Assembly in such a manner that River State House of Assembly was notorious in impeaching their speakers. I served for 8 years, nobody impeached me. I was shaped by three factors and three persons. God and church, one. My father and mother, two. My father was too principled. You can be sure he'll be flogged by 12 midnight if he misbehaves. He will pretend that he doesn't know what you did. He will pretend to lie, and when you get into your room to sleep, at 12 you come still with his cane and your public cane. So my father was the second factor. Huge factor in West Port Harcourt.
Again, I know you don't care what people say, but
no, if you say it that way, it will look as if you don't care about people.
No, you care what
I don't care about what my critics who don't understand me, who can't do an assessment of me, see. Not that I don't care about.
But you know that also
I'm doing wrong, and people say you're doing wrong. Of course I will care, and I will stop it.
But I'm saying, but you know that if, apart from your critics, there are people who may not have enough information.
So my job is to, we're speaking. My job is to give them information. I'm the simplest politician you can meet in Nigeria. So when they meet me and they see how simple and ordinary I look and I am,
yeah,
it sweeps them off their feet.
Right.
So you start by, say I meet you. And then when you date with me, that Amechi is the same person like a ordinary man on the street. When I say I won't steal money, 80% of the time I'm serious.
So 20% of the time, what's happening?
You really need to swear to God.
Okay.
To say in your life, because you see, transparency is not an easy thing in terms of corruption. Have you knowingly gone to take people's money? No.
Okay.
But some of the things you have, you really have to say the office will help you to influence it.
Right.
So you want to take a loan, there are a lot of loans some of us took.
Right.
If you go into government, they won't give you.
Do you acknowledge that?
Of course. Yes. They won't give you the social loan. But all the money given to Zenith was over 3 trillion naira. Right. Not workable.
Right.
So imagine if I was collecting, one of them told me that.
What's the collect money? Mean collect like commissions on?
Yeah, it's 10%. They say we're paying some
10%,
on 10%. Yes. So I remember that they came and told me that if I took 10% of the 3 trillion naira, it would be 300 billion naira. And I won't be here talking. Yeah. If I have 300 billion naira, I'll be driving a Rolls Royce. A bulletproof Rolls Royce. If you see, in a society where you don't have poor people, you don't need bulletproof cars.
True.
Right?
True.
So you don't need bulletproof cars in Switzerland. Do you?
It's because of the intense poverty, the devastation, and the anger.
Exactly. And the politicians have deliberately impoverished Nigerians. You get the point? They have deliberately impoverished Nigerians and misled Nigerians in such a way that they make you think the way they want you to think.
But you know, people, one of the things I've heard people say is that when you say things like this, how can you, because you've been a legislator,
speaker.
And speaker, yes, but first as a speaker, you've been a governor, you've been a minister, you've been DG of the presidential campaign. How can you remove yourself from their colleagues if you say that the political class has no ideology, is corrupt, steals money, and have impoverished the masses?
I've been governor. Please, I thought we detailed what I did here. Yes. Judge me by what I did.
Right. So you are different from the rest of the political class?
Let them challenge me. I'm ready for the debate. Right. So judge me by my role as governor and see whether I'm not different. I was Minister for Transport. the first thing is, the journalist will tell you, is that the first thing is they come with trepidation. I meet you, he sent for us. And then you get there, it's Kechi, how are you? Magnus, how are you? It's your family, how are you managing? Oh God, they've not paid us salary. Okay, where is director of railways? You see, the director comes for, yes sir, what do you want? Sir, I want you to include all these people to travel with me on inspection. Do you know why I do that? Because they'll be paid allowance.
Right.
So that becomes their salary. Right? At a stage, I increase it to 200,000.
Right.
Why? They say by the time they take a flight, so let's say we're going to Lagos, and then get a room, they are left with 10 or 20,000. So I say, okay, fine, 100,000 for transport and accommodation, 100,000 for allowance. Right?
Yes.
Okay, so when you meet those kind of people, what do you think they will say about me? I'm not doing it for them to praise me. I'm doing it because I've always been a poor man.
You've always been
A poor man.
a poor man.
So I know what it is not to have a plate of food on your table.
Right.
Right?
Yes.
I know what it is to see my parents cry quietly. Right? So I know what they are going through. Nigerian elites are the richest in Africa. Not for working. If you have asked yourself, all these Nigerians are very rich. Which industry? This is a country where you have rich men without production. Right? So what happens? I was in Kano last week, and I told them, I said, look, I would have loved to invest in Kano, but I cannot. They say, why? I say, I have no purchasing power. So everybody's rushing to China to invest in China. You know why? Because there's a purchasing power. So the community, the Chinese community creates their own millionaire. Not you come, I meet you, I give you 40 million naira. Nobody's going to give you in China, for Christ's sake. Nobody. So the irresponsibility of the Nigerian politician is the fact that the funds are rather stolen than invested to create wealth.
Create poverty.
So instead of creating wealth, we are creating poverty. People are, and before they used to be scared. Now they are not scared. They churn out cars, hire policemen, the son that hold guns, telling the poor people who they have their money, if you come, we'll shoot you, and all that. And they can't do it in South Africa because of the revolutionary spirit in South Africa. Right? You know, I heard the president is currently facing an impeachment. Listen, that's because they have that revolutionary spirit, not in Nigeria. Nigeria is about where you come from, which church or which religion you worship, and how much you're able to share. And let me tell you what politicians do that the military didn't do.
That the military didn't do.
The military pocket was smaller because they were hiding from the public, not to know they were stealing. Very few persons who have stolen the military regime. What the politicians do, knowing that we're not here to go, but we're here to steal, they expand the bag. So everybody is inside struggling to collect his own. Because people are inside struggling to collect it. Nobody has. Anytime you see complaint, the person is not inside.
People will say that's what's happening now. It's because you're not inside.
Me?
That is why you are now complaining about the president.
Again, that person must be lazy.
Right.
There is no government I have said that I have not complained. There is absolutely no government. Again, let me tell you what I'm going to put in my book, what I've said it to the public. Let me repeat it here. One day I woke up and I left my office. And I drove straight to President Buhari's office. Straight to his office. Fortunately for me, he was coming down. He was already down when I walked in. Good afternoon, Mr. President. Amici, how are you? I said, I'm fine, thank you. Mr. President, I'd like to see you. He said, no, Amici, I'm going to eat. It's my lunch time. I said, yes, I know that. I just want 5 minutes of your time. He said, no, I'm going to eat, and I have to go to eat. Mr. President, these 5 minutes won't kill us in your office. He said, no. Okay, Amici, there is a reception here. Can we go in there? So we went into the reception. Good afternoon, Mr. President. I said, good afternoon. Mr. President, do you recall I was the DJ of your campaign? So, of course, I recall that I was the DJ of my campaign. Mr. President, do you realize that when Nigerians were voting for us, they thought they were voting for the Buhari of 1983? He said, yes. Now you realize that. Mr. President, are we doing exactly what they expect us to do? And he turned to me, Michi, said, sir, that Buhari was young. That Buhari had no parliament. So it's different. Okay, thank you, sir. I entered my car to my partner, straight to my wife.
Yeah.
My wife said, the president has acknowledged that he's overwhelmed.
Why didn't you really just resign?
Okay. So again, I don't know if you listen to me.
I know you quit.
No, not that. I told you that the fact that you have the levers of power helps you make some decisions. When you quit, those things don't happen. At that time, I was still trying to make sure I completed the Lekki Deep Sea Port.
Right.
Imagine that I wasn't there.
So you were disappointed in President Buhari then?
No. Don't go there. That's not true.
Okay, so what was it? If he was overwhelmed and he was not the Buhari of 1980, 83, 84, so what was
Were
it?
you born by then?
No, I was not.
So you won't know.
Exactly. Yes, but it was because of what they told us.
It's up, see?
It's what they told us, sir. So what was the feeling? What I'm trying to get, what was your feeling about
Okay, so what was my feeling about? It was not of disappointment.
Okay.
It was that the poor man was overwhelmed because of age.
So why did he run, sir?
Because he wanted to run. Buhari would never tell you what to do. So if anybody comes to you and say, I just let the president know, he says he should give me a contract, tell him go to hell. And Buhari would head clap for you to tell him go to hell. No, neither the children nor the wife.
Could intervene.
No, could say, come, my president say, no. So you were not intimidated in office. So whatever decisions you made were yours, and you should be held accountable. That was the way Buhari operated, and everybody would tell you that. Did I operate that way? Yes, but I supervise. Nobody in my ministry. I challenge them, plus the ones that were in MP and all that, will tell you that I ever call them and say, give Jane or Peter a contract. Never.
Do you think, because you said you quiet quit, which is what Gen Z called it, but do you think that, because you say, yes, there was no corrupt, he was not corrupt, President Buhari, and I would say that, okay, you are loyal to him, you liked him, you wanted...
Let's not judge Buhari about corruption or not. I didn't say whether he was corrupt or not. I didn't say that.
Oh, you didn't say that?
Whether he was corrupt or not. I don't bring corruption to the interview. I didn't say whether Buhari was corrupt or wasn't corrupt.
Okay.
All I'm saying is that Buhari, the reason for which we fought for Buhari
was corruption. Right. But so, because you say you don't want to talk politics, I want to leave that. Because the natural question would be, why don't you want to say he was not corrupt? Because everybody says that.
But I'm not everyone. And I'm not in a position to judge him yet.
Right. I'm not in a position to judge him yet. Right. So the question is, if you cannot say that he was not corrupt, and there was corruption in his government, in terms of there have been stories documented, EFCC has cases about corruption from that government, ministers, all of that. At the end of the day, the economy, by indicators, appeared to be worse off than when he came into office. So do you think that what you worked for gave the result that, because let's go back. Without you, Buhari would not have been president.
Namus God.
8 years after that government, Nigerians felt by many opinion polls that they were worse off than before he came in. So was that whole thing worth it?
More than worth it. So for me, our God in the South for now is President Goodluck Jonathan, so I don't want to discuss it. But if it comes to the government I said, were people corrupt in the government? Did the president do anything? Again, that is the consequence of giving a free hand to a minister.
Right.
It has its own benefits, it has its own failures. Okay, so for those of us who were determined to discharge our responsibilities, wonderful policy. For those who want to abuse the system, wonderful policy.
What made you exit without resigning? What would that be? And I know you're loyal to him and you liked him, but...
Difficult question to answer. Because what you're asking me, you're trying to ask a question from the back door. You're about to say, did Buhari fail? Difficult question to answer. It is difficult to answer because you can't say he has failed. There was progress on the side of the roads. There was progress on the side of the rails. There was progress in the Ministry of Water. There was progress...
You see how you are struggling, sir?
No, I never now.
Yes,
but we believe that in their cabinet, most of us don't know our names. Because all we do is come to cabinet, finish your cabinet,
and go back home.
There's not that point of meeting. I think if I become president, 50% of my cabinet will be made up of youths. Not because I think whether they will perform or not. I want to show the world. The ones that can succeed, you say, see, yes, we are successful. The ones that fail, you say, you see. So the issue of performance is not age-based, neither is it gender-based.
Central critique of the Tinubu government.
I'm tired.
No, it's only one question I'm asking.
Okay, let me ask you. What has Tinubu done successfully?
No, I can't answer, sir. I'm an interviewer.
So I can't answer your question.
Now, I'll be responsive.
Tell me one thing he has done successfully. Is it chasing his opponents and tagging them corrupt?
Okay, let me give one. The growth in the excess crude account.
What is growth in the excess crude account? They removed oil subsidy. Right? And the oil subsidy is in trillions. How much of them is being saved? Obasa did not remove oil subsidy, and he saved more money.
So you're saying even the things that are so-called successes of the Tinubu government,
I've not seen any.
you see no success in this government. Okay, point made. Point made. I want to ask, you see, you're the one that brought me to politics.
I like what he's saying. He's saying that they should give him a second time, he will succeed.
President Obasanjo, you're very close to him. How did that friendship develop?
I like Obasanjo a lot. And he knows that. I'm also one of his worst critics.
Oh, really?
Of course, I criticize him. I've told people, Obasanjo has a very queer way of thinking. He's messianic in nature.
He's messianic in nature.
Yes.
Right.
But again, you don't blame him.
Yeah.
He has messianic in nature that he believes he's the only person who can save Nigeria.
Yeah.
But don't blame him. Why do I say don't blame him? He loves Nigeria. I'm not saying Nigeria who loves Nigeria. And my last interview with Zaid Trust him. I said that's the only president we have had in Nigeria. For Obasanjo, that was it. Why am I his critic? His critic. You know, he tried to stop me from being governor.
I didn't know that.
Put me in
I
jail.
didn't know it was true.
Put me in jail.
President Obasanjo put you in jail.
Ask him now. And he doesn't give a damn about it.
Do you respect President Goodluck Jonathan? And if you do, now, do you respect him, sir?
But you just heard me say it from the beginning.
Yes.
Where was I from?
So why would you be part of removing a man you respect and are fond of?
So because you respect a man, if the man is doing things wrong, you say, no, I respect you.
But you were harshly critical of him, that's the point.
At that time, the things that made us take that decisions were right.
Are you sad as to how it turned out, your succession in Rivers State? You were governor, I have to ask this. Were you sad as to how it turned out? Were you disappointed because you were part of the succession plan?
If you listen to my interviews, I don't talk about my subordinates.
But this is your record, because you endorsed Governor Wike for governor. This is your record.
Am I mad to endorse him?
I mean, not you didn't endorse him, sorry, that was a misstatement. But you worked with him. No, as governor.
No, as governor, yes, was my chief of staff.
Yes. What do you think of Rivers politics today?
No, I won't comment on that. Because there's no politics.
Your state?
There's no politics. I don't comment on that.
There's no politics in Rivers State.
I don't comment on that.
Is that a cop-out, sir? Because you don't want to talk about Wike and Fubara and all of that?
There'll be campaign. I will talk about everybody when we're campaigning.
Right.
I won't talk about that now.
Okay, because?
Because I'm writing a book.
Okay.
Not only am I writing a book, I will continue to challenge any living Rivers man, and may God forgive me, who says he's popular. Let's go to the streets.
Right. You don't want to. You don't have any. You don't feel. There's no emotion that you feel about the fact that this person who was your chief of staff, who you incubated, mentored, has now turned so sharply against you.
I've told you before that I never lose sleep. Even him knows. There's nobody who walks around me who know that this don't worry me.
Right.
Somebody sat down with me one day and say, the number of people that have betrayed you, and you're still alive and working. The other person that will betray me and worry me, it's not even Chikamba. It's my wife. I have no business with Chikamba, my first son.
So the best can go ahead and betray you if he lies.
No. Chikamba does what he likes now. But outside my wife, nobody is disappointed.
What do you think about Governor Peter Obi?
No answer. Let me do what Nigerians do. No comments.
But no, even if not as a politician, not as a presidential candidate, as a human being.
I say no comment. I don't know what to say. It was my vice when I was chairman of Governors Forum. That's the only thing I can remember.
Right. Was it a good relationship with him then?
Oh, yes, we had a wonderful relationship. Why Peter has, I don't know about his personal relationship with people below him.
Right.
But those of us who are his peers, who have friends, who have a convivial relationship, good friendship amongst us. Right. We went for Holy Communion. I knelt down. I didn't know Peter was in church that day. Right. In the Holy Trinity. I knelt down for Holy Communion, and Peter knelt by my side on the left. I thought it was Peter. Peter, you're here kneeling for Holy Communion. The requirement for Holy Communion is that you must be in a state of grace. Being in a state of grace includes that you won't tell lies. Peter, you have lied that I did not win that election. Peter, we are before the altar of God. If you swear here that I did not win that election, I will resign.
You told Peter Obi this, that if you swear that you didn't win the election, you would resign.
He's alive. You want this interview in public?
Yes.
I say, if you swear here in the altar of God that I didn't win that election, I will resign. He said, no, it's politics. Whoever became governor for the chairman is the chairman of the PDP.
Yes.
I had gotten the president to create, called us to a meeting and created a PDP governors forum, and Abayi was made chairman. When we voted, I was 19 for Amechi, 16 for Jang. I remember someone, the PDP governors, they are going back to his rest. When they go, the 19 governors were seated. So if we had these 19 governors,
Who were the ones that voted?
who were the ones that
Yes,
voted
for
Amechi?
Amechi,
There was 3 other persons in
That,
this.
Judas, 3 Judases here.
By then, Peter was my
Deputy.
He was my deputy. He was already my deputy. He was my deputy in my first tenure.
Well, I asked that because we are talking about the fact that your supporters don't abuse people,
No, but not agree.
but the supporters of other people
Abuse
abuse them, and people thought you were attacking the obedience. You spoke warmly about Senator David Mark. Yes, do you still respect him as your party chair?
Of course I do. I do. I've never seen a wonderful president. He also has a wonderful interpersonal skill.
Right.
Oh, yes.
Final question: why do you want to be president?
I will not be suffering what President Tinubu is suffering if I were to be the president. People will not be dying of hunger. I think I'm the best.
Right, and that's why you're running for office.
President, yes.